We start with that surprise news that we broke for you a couple of hours ago. Burnley sacking Sean Dyche after nearly 10 years in charge at Turf Moor, with the team 4 points from safety with 8 games remaining. The club say captain Ben Mee will help take charge of the team this weekend. We're told Dyche still had the support of the dressing room despite the tough campaign. He kept the team in the Premier League for the past 5 seasons with a modest budget and famously took them to Europe in 2017-18 after finishing 7th. The chairman, Alan Pace, announced the news. He said, firstly, we'd like to place on record our sincere thanks to Sean and his staff for their achievements at the club over the last decade. During his time at Turf Moor, Sean has been a credit both on and off the pitch, respected by players, staff, supporters and the wider football community. However, results this season have been disappointing, and while this was an incredibly difficult decision, with 8 crucial games of the campaign remaining, we feel a change is needed to give the squad the best possible chance of retaining its Premier League status. Under-23s coach Mike Jackson, assisted by Academy Director Paul Jenkins, Under-23s goalkeeping coach Connor King and club captain Ben Mee have been asked to take charge of the team for Sunday's game with West Ham United. The process of replacing Sean has begun, and further announcements will be made to supporters in due course. Burnley have been in the bottom 5 since the 3rd week of the season, but at the turn of the year they were outside the relegation zone. They suffered a major blow though in January when relegation rivals Newcastle activated a £25 million release clause for striker Chris Wood. No player has scored more Premier League goals for Burnley than Wood has. They slipped back into the relegation zone at the start of April. But Burnley seemed to have the momentum in the relegation fight only 9 days ago, when a 3-2 victory against nearest rivals Everton meant only a point separated them. But they followed that up with a 2-0 defeat at bottom of the table Norwich. That result compounded by Everton beating Manchester United at Goodison Park. Dyche joined Burnley in October 2012, winning promotion to the Premier League in his first full season. They were relegated, but then won the Championship to make an instant return. They've been in the Premier League since then, the highlight being a remarkable campaign in the 2017-18 season when they finished 7th and secured European football.
If he was to make a change to the manager, I would have expected it to maybe have come a couple of months ago. I can't see what the owners are thinking as far as who's going to be out there that is maybe better than Sean Dyche at trying to keep the club up. Yes, obviously they've not performed as well as they would have liked this year, but at the same time, okay, they dropped points against Norwich and after such a big win against Everton, but I just don't see how they're going to get someone in. I mean, the fact that you've got I think it's 4 people or so maybe in charge of the next league game, that leaves it down to 7 if they then do change it to I don't know, more of a permanent appointment. But I just don't see it. I can't see what the pros are in this. Yes, listen, if they go on a massive run, I'll hold my hands up and say I was clearly wrong, but I just don't see the change of manager with only 8 games to go, and albeit it looks like there's only going to be maybe someone in charge with a minimum of 7 games because they've thrown people together to take the next game. I think it's against West Ham, so I'm shocked.
Burnley made the decision with only 8 games to go, including 3 games in 7 days, starting on Sunday at West Ham. Much has been made about the difficulty of Everton's run-in. Burnley's, on paper, seems kinder. 5 of their 8 games against teams in the bottom half there, whereas 6 of Everton's last 8 games are against teams in the top half.
I think it's a desirable job. Any job in the Premier League would be. Obviously, if you're talking about top quality level managers, a lot of them are already in a job, and those that are out maybe have other options and would think that at this stage of the season it's a bit much of an ask to go in and maybe turn the fortunes around. But if you are looking for a manager that's maybe close to a style of play of Sean Dyche and maybe wouldn't be such a big impact and who has got massive experience in the game, you can understand why Sam Allardyce is being mentioned.
The decision has surprised many. Sky Sports' Jamie Carragher made it clear he thinks it's a poor one. He tweeted, "What a joke. If you'd given him a decent budget, you would never have had to worry about getting relegated." Former Burnley striker Robbie Blake tweeted, "Sean Dyche sacked. What chance we got?" Former England international Leanne Sanderson felt similarly. What a joke. They would have been relegated as soon as they got promoted if it wasn't for him. They've been overachieving for years. Hope he finds a job that allows him to show his ability. He worked miracles there.